The thing is not to be over by now. Either the estate's been sold, or the auction didn't take place, so why keep us in suspense all this time? Uncle Bonnet, he must have.
Oh, of course.
Aunt Rose Ann sent to the authority to buy it in her name and transfer the mortgage to her. She's doing it for Amya's sake.
Uncle Bonnet, God willing. I'm sure of that. Her great aunt Margaret's law sent the money to buy the estate in her name. She doesn't trust us. But that much wouldn't even cover the interest. My fate, my whole future was being decided today.
Mrs. Lopakhin.
Listen to the eternal student. He's already going to sit down from the university twice.
Why are you so cross, Maria? If he teases you about the pocket, so what? If you want to marry the pocket too, he's a very nice and attractive man. And if you don't want to, don't. No one's forcing you, darling.
Well, I'm entirely serious about this, Mother. But I must tell you straight out. He is a very nice man, and I do like him.
Well, marry him then. What are you waiting for? That's
Can't marry him. I proposed to him myself, can I? Well, everyone's been talking about him for the last 2 years. Everyone goes on and on about it. But he either says nothing or he makes jokes. And I can see his point of view. He's making money. He has his business to tend to. And he doesn't have time for me. If I just had a little money myself, even 100 rubles would do. I'd go right away. I'd go to a convent.
What, please?
Oh, our student has to show us how funny he is, doesn't he?
I've grown ugly here, and you do look old. But I can't stand having nothing to do, Mother. I must have something to do every minute of the day.
Yamakota's broken another billiard cue.
What is Yamakoto doing here? And who said he could play billiards? Oh, I can't keep these people straight.
Don't tease her, Peter. Can't you see she's happy enough already?
She's far too ambitious. Why can't she mind her own business? She's been pestering me and Anya all summer afraid we might have a love affair. Now, what's that got to do with her? Nothing they can cause the thing she's a thing anyway. I'm beyond such trivialities. We are above love.
Well, I'm supposed to be beneath it, I imagine. Why is the native back? If I only knew whether the estate's been sold or not. I feel that such a terrible thing just couldn't happen. And so I don't know what to think. I bet my wits in, I wanted to scream or do something silly. Oh, help me, Peter. Say something, please. For heaven's sake, speak.
What does it matter whether the estate is sold today or not? Oh, that's over and done with. That avenue was closed. Don't worry, my dear, but don't try to fool yourself either. For once in your life, you must face the truth.
What truth? You can see what's true or untrue, but I seem to have lost my sight. I see nothing. You solve the most serious problems in life so confidently. But tell me, dear boy, isn't that because you're young? Not old enough for any of your problems to cause you real suffering? You face the future so bravely, but then you can't imagine anything terrible happening, can you? And isn't that because you're too young to see what life is really like? You're both more honest, more profound than we are. But try and put yourself in my place. Please show a little generosity to spare my feelings. You see, I was born here. My father and my mother lived here, and my grandfather too. I love his house. Without the cherry orchard, life has no meaning for me. And if it really must be sold, then you better sell me with it. My little boy, he was drowned here, you know. Don't be too hard on me, my good kind friend.
As you know, I care for you with all my heart.
That isn't the way to say it. It really isn't. I'm so depressed today. You just can't imagine. And I hate all this noise. Every sound sends a shiver right through me. But I can't go to my room. The silence strikes me when I'm on my own. Don't think too badly of me, Peter. I'd gladly let Anya marry you. I honestly would. Only you really must study. You must make your degree. You never do anything. You just drift about from place to place. That's what's so peculiar. Well, it is, isn't it? And you should really do something with that beard. Make it grow somehow. You do look funny.
Well, no, don't pretend to be very good looking.
The telegram. It's from Paris. I get one every day. One came yesterday, another one came today. The crazy creature. He's ill and stuff and begs me to come back to him. And I guess I really should go over to Paris for a bit. You look very disapproving, Peter. Well, what else can I do, my dear boy? What else can I do? He's ill, he's in trouble, he's unhappy. And who'll look after him there? why make a secret of it? I love him, that's obvious. I love my brother. He is a millstone around my neck and he's dragging me down. I love my millstone and I can't live without it. Oh, don't think badly of me, Peter. Please, just don't say anything at all. Do not talk.
Excuse me for being so blunt, for heaven's sake, but you did wrong.
No, don't say that.
You meant to swine for nobody. Fool!
You are 26 or 27 and you're still a schoolboy.
What if I am?
You should be more of a man. Oh, at your age, you should understand people in love and you should be in love yourself. You should fall in love. Yes, I mean it. And you're not allowed to pure and innocent either. You're just a prig, a ridiculous prig, a sort of monster.
She doesn't know what she's saying.
I am that now. Oh, you're not love, though. You're just Godfrey Beers calls a nipple. Fancy me your age and not having a mistress.
This is outrageous. She doesn't know what she's saying. This is outrageous. I won't stand for it, uncle. All is over between us.
Wait a minute, Peter. I was only joking. Don't be silly, Peter. What is going on down there? Peter fell down the stairs. Oh, what a funny boy, Peter. Peter.
I believe all in you, and I don't know why, and I don't know prayer, but I believe only in you, and I serve wine and gift.
Oh, there now, Peter. Forgive me, my dear boy. Let's dance, shall we?
Well, how's it good, little boy?
I don't feel so good. In the old days, we used to have admirals and barons and generals at our dances, but now we call for the post office clerk and the station master, and even they aren't so glad to come. I feel so frail somehow. Mr. Leonard's grandfather, the old master, used to dose us all with powdered sealing wax, no matter what was wrong with us. I've been taking powdered sealing wax for the last 20 years or more. Maybe that's what's kept me alive.
Gramps, you make me tired. It's time you were dead.
Get away with your nincompoop.
Thank you, Peter. I think I'll sit down for a bit. I'm tired. There was someone in the kitchen just now saying the Cheerio orchard's been sold today. Sold? To whom?
He didn't say. He's gone now.
It was only some old man's gossip. Nobody around here.
If Mr. Leonard's not back yet, he left with his light cook and he'll probably catch cold. These young people never think.
Oh, I shall die. Y'all should go find out who bought it.
But he's been gone a long time, that old man.
It's so funny. What are you so pleased about?
Yepakota really is a scream. He's so futile. A major disaster.
Fierce. If the estate's been sold, where will you go?
I'll go wherever you tell me.
Why do you look like that? Are you ill? You ought to be in bed, you know.
Oh, yes, I go off to bed. Then who run the house and do all the serving? There's only me, you know.
Mrs. Renevsky, may I ask you something to ask? If you go back to Paris, do me a favor and take me with you. I can't stay here. That's out of the question. You can see for yourself, this is an uncivilized country and nobody has any morals. Besides, it's boring. The food they give you in the kitchen is something awful. And on top of that, there's old Fierce wandering around, mumbling and speaking out of turn. Please take me with you. Please.
May I have the pleasure of your company, you ravishing creature? But I'll have 180 rubles off you, my bewitching friend. Just 180 rubles, that's all.
Could thou but set to dread
Miss Anya told me to join in the dancing. There are lots of ladies, but only a few gentlemen. But I get giddy when I dance, and it makes my heart beat so fast. I say, Mr. Pierce, the man from the post office has just told me something that gave me quite a shock.
And what was that?
You're like a flower, he said.
Oh, shocking ignorance.
Like a flower. I'm such a sensitive girl, and I like it so much when people say such nice things.
You're nothing around
seem to want to see me, Miss Dunyasha. I might be an insect or something. Oh, what a lie.
What do you want?
Well, no doubt you may be right. But if one looks at things from a certain angle, as I venture to assert, if you'll excuse my frankness, then you'll find it reduced me to a state of mind. I know what I'm up against. Every day something happens to me. But I've got used to that long ago. So I just smile. But you gave me your
Please! Can't we talk about this some other time? And you leave me alone now. I'm in sort of a dream.
Every day something happens to me. But like I said before, I just smile, even manage to laugh.
Are you still late, Simon? Really, you don't listen to anything you are told. Off with you, Dunyasha. First, you play billiards and break the cue, and now you wander around the drawing room as if you were a guest.
You have no right to tell me, Ma. I'm ready to inform you.
I'm not telling you off, I'm just telling you. Never do a bit of work. This doesn't make you a clerk at all.
Whether I work or drift about, and whether I eat and play billiards, these are questions for older and wiser heads than yours.
There, you talk to me like that. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Then get out of here, this instant.
I must ask you to express yourself in a more refined manner.
Get out. Out of my sight. Okay? Get out. Out.
Oh, look at him. Hey.
Oh, so you're coming back, are you?
Thank you very much.
I'm very sorry.
Not at all. Thank you for such a warm welcome.
Don't mention it. I didn't hurt you, did I?
Not at all. A huge bruise, though.
Mr. LePocket's arrived! Everyone look! Mr. LePocket's arrived!
As large as life and twice as natural. There's a face real friendly about you here, boy. We're having a pretty good time here, too.
Listen, you little. Why have you taken so long? Where's Leonid?
Well, we came in together. He'll be along in a moment.
Well, did the auction take place? For God's sake, tell me.
The auction was over by 4 o'clock, but we missed our train and had to wait till 9:30. Excuse me a moment, I feel a bit dizzy.
Leonid! Leonid, what happened? Please, hurry to tell me. Tell me, for heaven's sake.
Here, take these. Some anchovies, Black Sea herrings. Haven't eaten all day. 7.80. I've had a terrible time. Come now, we change, Fierce.
What happened at the auction? For heaven's sake, tell us.
Was it Sharon or you sold?
It was.
Who bought it?
I did. I bought it. As long as everyone don't mind, I feel a bit muddled. I can't talk. Well, when we got to the auction, Darren Donald was already there. Guy, I had only 15,000 on him, and straight off Darren Donald had 30, on top of the arrears. Well, I saw how things were going, so I waited myself in the mid-40s. Went to 45. I went to 55. He was going up in 5s, you see, I was going up in 10s. Anyway, when it was all over, I bid 90,000 rubles. Plus the arrears. And I got it. Now the church is mine. Great God in heaven, the chariot is mine! Tell me I'm drunk or crazy. I must be out of my mind. If my father and grandfather could rise from their graves and see their Yermolay, the same Yermolay who was always being beaten and ran around barefoot in the winter, how this Yermolay